Cocaine Mitch, essentially, I mean, he should pull the reverse cinema. He might as well just become a Democrat at this point because he's playing for their team. He is playing against, not just against other Republicans in the Senate, he's playing against you and against me. We saw this example in the 2022 midterm elections, which, by the way, McConnell had the audacity to address again, and he still blames, quote unquote, candidate quality and Donald Trump for the fact that Republicans did not win the Senate. Take a look.
Looking at each race separately, I wasn't making that up. We had a bunch of close races. We ended up having a candidate quality time. Anybody remember who mentioned that back in August? Look at Arizona. Look at New Hampshire. And a challenging situation in Georgia as well. We did, by we, I mean the Senate Leadership Fund, did intervene in 2 primaries, in Alabama and in Missouri. And I do think we had an opportunity to relearn one more time. You have to have quality candidates to win competitive Senate races. We went through this in 2010, 2012, Christine O'Donnell, Sharon Angle, Todd Aiken, Richard Murdoch, and unfortunately revisited that situation in 2022. Our ability to control the primary outcome was quite limited in 22 because of the support of the former president proved to be very decisive in these primaries. So my view was, do the best you can with the cards you're dealt. Hopefully in the next cycle, we'll have quality candidates everywhere and a better outcome.
I'm like this close to sending about 20,000 bumper stickers to McConnell's office just to flood his office. Bumper stickers that say, if you don't acknowledge the reality of the political enemy that we face, say it with me, guys, then we won't fight well. If you don't fight well, then we will lose. I don't want to lose. Mitch McConnell helped lose Republicans the Senate, and now he is essentially trying to take power away from the newly elected majority in the House of Representatives too. And he's doing this through this spending bill. So you look at this spending bill through the lens of the capacity that the Republican Party has to fight against the cultural Marxism that's coming from the left. And suddenly the omnibus spending bill is a whole heck of a lot more interesting than just la numbers on a line. So McConnell said, on Tuesday to the Republican conference lunch, he said, quote, I think we're very close to getting an omnibus appropriations bill. This comes at the same time that the appropriations chair, this is Patrick Leahy of Vermont, said that they have, quote, reached a bipartisan, bicameral framework that should allow us to finish an omnibus appropriations bill that can pass the House and the Senate and be signed into law by the president. So what are they talking about? What is this thing? This $1.7 trillion spending bill is what the Democrats want. I don't know why they are calling this bipartisan, because no conservative who is a principled conservative could in good conscience vote for this. This is a situation that I'm not sure has any, if any precedent, if it does, it's not much, any precedent in the modern United States, because what we're in right now is we're in the lame duck session of Congress. That is the part, the small period of time, the short period of time between the election before the new Congress has been sworn in. So the people who won their races in November haven't yet come to Congress. They don't have their voting power yet. That will happen in January when they're sworn in. A lame duck Congress, there is an element of tradition in a lame duck Congress where if, for example, the House of Representatives, the outgoing Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, is no longer going to be the Speaker of the House because the Democrats lost the House of Representatives, typically in that lame duck Congress, there's a little bit of respect given, a little deference to the fact that, okay, the people have spoken and they no longer want you in charge, so you don't have a mandate to do anything very radical. You don't have a mandate to do things that are on what I would consider the edge of the fringe of the Democratic agenda, right? So we are in a lame duck session of Congress right now. This is when the outgoing Democrat majority in the House is outgoing. We are about to have an incoming Republican majority. And yet what's happening here is McConnell is it's McConnell. That's what's so mind-blowing to me about this is I would expect this from Democrats. I would expect Democrats to be like, listen, tradition be damned. We don't care anymore. We don't care about norms. We just want to win by hook or by crook. And that they would maybe violate a norm that's not technically a violation of the rules. But this is McConnell. This is a Republican that is taking advantage of this lame duck session of Congress and trying to pass something that would essentially neuter the incoming Republicans.